Hey, hi, this is Milan, CEO and founder of Intello Labs. I hail from a very small village in Rajasthan called Rawatbhata. It's the southern part of Rajasthan. I did my schooling out from there. Then I went to pursue my engineering from IIT Bombay. Post that, I've been into data science field, worked across multiple countries in retail and related fields. It's been a very interesting journey to bring data science experience which I had into the startup that we are working on, which is Intello Labs. And the journey all through the career was quite enriching from the perspective we worked with the small startups as well as large corporates like Tesco. I was part of Tesco as well. So getting experience in working with small companies as well as large companies overall gives perspective of how to implement a large scale product and also how to innovate in a very agile and a frugal manner in a small startup. So Intello Labs essentially is digitizing and objectifying food produce quality using cutting edge technology like AI, computer vision, and robotics. What we do is essentially first define parameters of quality of produce, then train our AI algorithms to able to detect and objectify those quality and eventually to separate them into different grades. And this is very simple and important because we have a simple thesis that what grows on trees or plants are produced. Unlike in factories, everything produced is standard. Plants and trees don't grow produced as standard. Hence, there is a need of standardization in produce, which translates it to a commodity. And once a commodity is packaged and sold and branded, it's become a product. And we have a great opportunity to standardize the produce and then productize the produce in the agriculture sector. And that's what Intello is about, digitizing food quality in agri supply chain. So we all, so Himani, I, Nishant, all knew before. We all went to same college and we were friends. We wanted to create something meaningful for India and bring our expertise into an ecosystem where we can contribute. Nishant, who is my co-founder, he graduated in computer science and he had worked with companies like Amazon, Yahoo, Canon, and he was pretty brilliant in technical side. I come from data science background, so I had understanding of that, and Himani came from finance and human resource angle, so she had that knack. Our viewpoint was that we need to leverage what we know and understand where we can contribute. We were all discussing, usually friends discuss things, what is going and how we are thinking. That value alignment is most important, which clicked. So one is trust, since we knew each other for long, so there was huge trust. Second was value alignment. So we all feel very passionate about contributing to the ecosystem. And third is the perseverance, right? And that is not something you can judge day one. It takes a long journey, and that journey is enjoyable when you kind of travel the path along. So that's how we met. We knew each other. We kept on discussing few ideas, but our trust levels were high, and the competence were kind of complementary, and we had high passion about contribution towards the ecosystem. So these things got aligned, and then we started. Although when we were planning to start, we spoke to multiple founders, friends, to understand what should be the right way to build a company. But eventually, I think one thing consistent, you need to have a lot of perseverance into the journey and conviction. I think that's what then eventually also mattered. From the journey perspective, the journey, I think startup journey is pretty fun. And why we were able to start, we all were from corporate background. I was head of pricing data analytics in Snapdeal. Nishant was senior tech in Amazon. So we had our 8-9 years of corporate journey, and we had fortunately we had savings, and we were not hand to mouth. So that gives a lot of freedom from the financial risk perspective. Obviously, you have family and others to support. But once you are comfortable from the financial side, then it is much easier, I would say, to holistically take that risk. Although it's very risky. And the funny part is, whatever you plan, let's say we had planned for 4 years of financial independence, but when reality hits, you'll converge it to 1 year or 2 years. So we need to then redo our financials. I think financials is the most probably one important factor one should plan once you are starting up, and it also depends what stage of life you are starting. So for, very early on, you have least responsibilities of financial responsibilities, but then you grow, your financial responsibilities may increase, and if you're financially stable, mentally free, then you can focus and put 100% effort on what you really want to do. And then from the Intello perspective, then we explored multiple use cases with the same values and passion. And luckily, JioGenNext happened to us. We got selected in JioGenNext, and then we got an opportunity to present our technological view on different aspects to the senior leadership. Therein, we got suggestion that why don't you solve agriculture quality through the technology. And that's how actually our journey started in the agriculture space. We were doing something a little different than what we are doing now. And we always thank JioGenNext for assisting us, giving us a platform, giving us direction of where and how we should be progressing. And then we got multiple clients, global clients. We got institutional capital from leading VCs in India. We got global investors as well on our board. And then the business took a very different route. And then you are essentially not too much swamped into the thinking process. Then the execution process also starts. So then you focus on what you really need to build, and then keep working on that to make a great business. So we are funded startup. We have taken domestic as well as global capital for developing the technology. Capital raise has different aspects and different ways you can raise capital, right? Our journey was the first round was angels and friends and family. So we raised around $1 million with friends and families, and that wasn't very hard. So funding at times are challenging depending on the overall global economics and opportunity. And agriculture specifically is a very patient game. For example, in our case, if you miss one cycle, you need to wait for a year to get into the different cycle. And it's not something very quick. From the capital perspective, also players who invest in this sector, they have very patient capital, and also they're very focused on the impact side. And for startups, the engagement, conviction, opportunity, communication, focus on the business, going out and building relationships are very important aspects when they're planning to raising capital. And then there are multiple platforms where you can pitch your ideas and share your thoughts and traction. And continuous interaction really helps. In our case, we were very active in pitching our idea different platforms, global platforms, Indian platforms, and that's where your awareness gets increased. And we got an opportunity from a few early stage venture capital who wanted to invest in us. Our first product was an application, mobile application, wherein you can click photograph of any bunch of fruits or vegetables. It's like if you click photograph of tomatoes on a retail shelf, you'll know the quality of the tomatoes. So we were able to scale that to an extent, the mobile application, and it was used by multiple retailers, and then the ask was, can you just not tell what is good and bad? Can you help us separating it also? So then our next product came into the play, which is literally a big mechanical machine, which can separate good and bad produce into different uh, buckets. And we, none of us, from the startup perspective, we had never dealt with anything with machineries. Although we come from technical background, but it was more on the IT, software, AI side, but nothing on the robotics side. And we have to build that skill set and then get it manufactured across different parts. There, that's where we realize it's not as easy as we thought, because coding in computer is much easier than building and figuring out where all different parts can be manufactured with the precision that we want. So we did first prototyping 3 years back on the hardware side, and over multiple iterations, then we also ventured into packaging, not just the separation of the good and bad, but also able to pack and label it. And so this is end-to-end now, sorting, grading, packing. What we were talking initially, from produce to commodity. Commodity becomes when you standardize the produce, and a commodity to product when you are able to pack it and brand it. So we were able to create technology from end to end. Another thing that we realized is, although retail segment is good for us, but the massive big segment is at the farm level, and there that's where the production is happening, and majority of Indian supply chain still unorganized, and hence there is a big opportunity at the farm gate level, and that's where we are predominantly now working. So we have three dimensions where we want to scale. So one is we want to go deeper into the commodities that we are working in. For example, we work in apples, we work in pomegranate, we work with mangoes and citrus. We want to go deep and have higher market share. Second is add more commodities. There are many which we want to enter, like coconut is one, banana, grapes. And third is we also want to go international. In fact, this quarter we are going international with 3 countries simultaneously, where we have already got orders from client, and now we are scaling with that.
Okay.
If I had to start from day one, I would have focused on 2 more things other than the technology and the market. One is HR function, which is to and finally trying to get best talent in the industry. And second is the financial governance perspective, because in the startup, when you get overwhelmed with lot of activities going, and you may or may not be expertise in that, but that can be an issue later on. So these are the 2 functions I would have done differently, and leverage network more aggressively and reach out to people for help. That really goes different.